Good afternoon and welcome to Maitland Sports Ground for round 15 of the real NRL, the penultimate round of the competition. And it's Maitland Pickers, the home side, up against Lakes United Seagulls. Maitland sitting top of the table. A win this afternoon will take them a step closer to a first minor premiership since 2011, and they're led out by their skipper Luke Dawn. Plays his final home match in the regular season. He may get the opportunity in the finals to play up here. You can see the banner. He's had a superb career. A Maitland boy. He's played for the Northern Eagles, Manly and the Roosters in the NRL, and also over in the UK in the Super League. We played over 280 matches. A stunning career. And on Old Boys Day, a real celebration of what has been a successful season so far for Maitland, but they'll want to continue that this afternoon and take it a step further as we head towards the final series in a few weeks' time. As I mentioned, Maitland sitting first, Lakes in fourth, a crucial match for them because any slip-up from a side in the top six could mean they miss finals. Just 4 points, 2 wins separating first from sixth on the table. It's been such a tight year in the Newcastle Rugby League. So, referee for this afternoon, Jake White. We're just awaiting the tee and we'll be underway. A win for Lakes this afternoon could take them as high as second, and they'll have first use of the football, running from left to right in the first half. And they haven't had a great run of form, the Seagulls. 2 straight losses. As the ball goes wide to Jared Holgreen. It's brought to ground about 25 metres out from his own goal line. AC Burgess, who was named to play hooker in the original lineup, but he's been replaced by Chris Randall and he's pushed back into the lock position. Randall gets it away to Cody Charles. His brother Josh, a late inclusion in the centres in this afternoon's side as Jack Kelly just puts it on the toe. Now, Lakes coming into this match, 2 straight losses, while the Pickers, they've won 6 of their last 7. A great run of form after 3 straight losses between rounds 5 and 7. They've really found their mojo of late. There's a good run from Elliot Jennings. Scored last week in the win over West. It was a tight win, 24 points to 22 for the Pickers. That was here at Maitland Sports Ground. Griffith out of dummy half. Turns it back to Brenton Horwood. Starting in the number 15. And now Dawn. Just hung up there in the breeze, and racing through was Tyler Carter, who almost got on the end of it. It's a double knock on, and it will be a handover. So Lakes dodging a bullet there as that kick just hung in the Maitland breeze. It's fairly strong across the ground from this grandstand side. As Mata Arthur takes it up over the 20-metre line. Randall, then on to Kelly and Holmgreen. He got over the stripe last week for Lakes in their 24-22 defeat. So both sides with 24-22 score lines, but each having a different result. And Lakes, Chris Randall straight up the centre of the park. He draws and passes, it's too easy. And they open the scoring really out of nothing. Chris Randall straight up the middle of the ground. And it's the visitors who make it 4-0 via the fullback Cody Robbins, who's come into the side for Kyle Kennedy. And it was just all too easy for Lakes. Chris Randall, who's back in the side after he was dropped from the Knights New South Wales Cup squad after breaking curfew. Well, he's made every poster winner so far this afternoon. Lakes playing party poopers early on Old Boys Day at Maitland Sports Ground. So Matt Arthur, second choice kicker for Lakes with Kyle Kennedy out of the side. This one he should slot and does so. Makes no mistake. And it's 6-0 to Lakes. Just over 4 minutes gone at Maitland Sports Ground. A great start for the visitors who really want to arrest this two-match losing streak. It's been a tough back end of the season for Todd Edwards' side. 4 losses in their last 7 matches after 4 consecutive wins through the middle part of the season. They look to consolidate here. Here's Burgess. Randall at a dummy half. They'll have to keep an eye on him, Maitland. Full of confidence after that early break, sending Cody Robbins over the line. Jack Kelly with a swivel. Turned it back on the inside for Cody Charles. It's up over the 40-metre line. Strong contact. Adam Clydesdale getting up out of the line. Getting a decent hit there on Sean Boss. Able to crawl his way up and over the halfway line. Kelly into the back and ricocheted nicely off Dylan Clark there, and it's still with Lakes. Gets the unload away. Kelly just trying to tap it on to Matt Arthur. Now Matt Craig down the touchline, kicks infield, looking for Robbins. There's Lakes players lining up, and Robbins is going to grab a double. 2 tries in less than 3 minutes for Lakes. Both of them to Cody Robbins. A late inclusion, the fullback, and he's having an afternoon to remember so far.
Second try of the day.
Jack Kelly's clearing kick from inside his own half, charged down off the back of Dylan Clark. And then Matt Craig's banana kick from the touchline, falling nicely into the lap of Cody Robbins, and the Pickers have it all to do. Not even 7 minutes gone. And they're down by 10 points to 0. They're fearing, well, they're hoping it's not going to be a repeat of the scoreline from round 7 between these two sides. Lakes running out 38 points to 12 winners that afternoon at Carl Oval. And it's been all Lakes in the head-to-head between these two sides of late. 6 wins in the last 7 matches. You can see the strength of that breeze. Matt Arthur having to put the ball back on the tee. 6 wins in the last 7. Going the way of Lakes. When these two sides have met, they actually haven't lost here at Maitland Sports Ground since 2014, when they've played the Pickers. So Matt Arthur, 1 from 1. And that one hanging up in the breeze. And it's found its way through.
Another try. Take the score now.
Wasn't as picturesque as he would have liked, but all that matters is it goes between the sticks, and it's 12-0 to Lakes.
Richard Crooks Construction is a private, family-owned construction company that has been building for government and private clients since 1976.
And for the 3rd time this afternoon, it's Ryan Walsh who has to get us back underway from halfway, and it's been all Lakes They've had pretty much all the possession apart from one set which Maitland had coming out of their own end. Here's Jared Holmgreen. Burt just gets up and plays the ball, and it's swung wide from Kelly and onto Nick Glow. Sean Boss into the line. Randall goes back to Nick Newman. That has some height on it. It's been left by Isaac Upton, and he's going to get away with it in the end. That one right up in the sun. You can see him bring his head away rapidly as the ball just went behind or into the sun, and fortuitously the wind has pushed it over the sideline, and Maitland will get the chance, have a bit of possession.
Tassel financial planning can assist you to build a better financial future. Start planning your
Clydesdale and gets the ball to Geordie Connolly. 3 tries for him this year, back in the Newcastle Rugby League after spending last year in WA. Making his way forward is Dylan Clark. He's still going, not being allowed to play the ball. Should say Lincoln Smith there. Now Horwood. Adam Clydesdale appealing for the quick play the ball. Luke Dawn, can he come up with? Turns a packed for Tyler Carter. Now a step and a jink from Ryan Walsh. Griffiths now onto Dawn. Very dangerous Luke Dawn. And Adam Clydesdale just had a little peek, and he's dropped his lollies. Crucial error there. Lakes breathe a sigh of relief. It was all building up nicely there for the Pickers, but Adam Clydesdale will be disappointed. He's been the best player in the competition. Well, he was up to round 11, where he was 5 points clear in the Player of the Year race. We'll wait and see whether he does hang on to that mantle. The point score's gone behind closed doors, but he has been superb. And it shows on the ladder as well, with Maitland sitting up the top. And here's another unload away from Nick Glow. And flung to the ground. He's actually spilled it as Matt Craig. Should say it's the opposing winger Carl Randall, who almost just burst through a slight opening. And the penalty goes the way of Maitland. So another opportunity for them here to close the gap, which is at 12 points. 2 converted tries after the rapid fire start from Lakes United. Here's Brenton Horwood. Clydesdale, dummy half the step inside from Tyler Perrin. Swings the ball across to Lincoln Smith. Knows how to find the try line to Smith. 5 already this year. Clydesdale goes flat across to Perrin, who jinks and steps and reaches out. And the home fans like that. Tyler Perrin with his first try of the season. An important one as well. Gets Maitland on the score sheet on Old Boys Day. And they'll get the opportunity now, with the conversion, to halve the deficit. And they really had to strike back after Lakes got out to a 12-0 advantage. So 12-4, 12 and a half minutes gone here at Maitland Sports Ground.
So today's double, if anyone's interested, is number 7 for Maitland and 1 for Lakes United. 7 for Maitland and 1 for the away side.
So Ryan Walsh into the breeze, and that one fades across the face of goal.
Remains Lakes United 12, Maitland Pickers 4. Again, today's double is home side 7, away side number 1. 7 for Maitland at 1 for Lakes United.
So 12 points to 4. And Jack Kelly gets us back underway. Maitland with a foothold in the contest now. And this is strong from Chris Randall. He was in there with Sean Boss as well, just driving back, and referee Jake White is just going to ask Pickers to play the ball again. Lincoln Smith with a head bandage. Strong run from him. Clydesdale spots some space and he tries to pick it off. Scamper out of dummy half. Now Tyler Carter. Turn back on the inside from Dylan Clark onto Walsh. Very elusive for Ryan Walsh. And now Tyler Perrin, his kick charge down. Already a couple of clearing kicks charged down, one from either side. On that occasion, it fell the way of Lakes, as it did when they scored the opening try from their own kick. Penalty goes the way of the Seagulls. Knock back the 10. Sean Boss, the front rower, the leading try scorer for Lakes this year. Surprising, 5 tries for him, but it's been fairly evenly spread across all first grade players. Here's Casey Burgess now to within about 12 metres of the goal line. This would really hurt if Maitland couldn't hold out. Lakes United here, Kelly out the back. We may have a hat-trick. Incredible, Cody Robbins over again. 3 tries inside the opening 17 minutes.
His 3rd try of the day. Making the score now, Lakes United 16, Maitland Pickers 4, with a kick still to come.
Not even in the side during the week, as per the program, Cody Robbins. And now 3 tries. And Lakes out to 16 points to 4. This lead. Maitland's defence just opening up down that left-hand side. They might have the best attack, the Pickers, but they've got the second worst defence, and it's causing them some problems this afternoon. In comparison, Lakes second best in defence, behind Central, and the 4th best attack in the competition. So much more even spread their numbers than Maitland, who have got an outstanding attack, but a brittle defence. Only Macquarie have conceded more points than Maitland going into this afternoon's match. And Matt Arthur has a chance to make it a 14-point advantage for Lakes, and he makes no mistake with that conversion. Straight over the black dot. And the visitors lead by 18 points to 4 now.
Lakes United 18, Maitland Pickers 4.
It's been a try-fest to start in windy conditions at Maitland Sports Ground. It's Groundhog Day for Ryan Walsh. Another kick-off for him. This one hanging in the breeze, and Jack Kelly was a little unsure. He just got there in time. Set himself under it. And Lake's looking to make it count. This set Cody Charles with the initial run, and now Casey Burgess, who's done a lot of hard work in the opening part of this first half. Sean Boss throws it out the back, and it's been spilt according to Jake White. Maitland with the scrum feed, and that'll disappoint Lakes coach Ton Edwards. I'm certain after scoring points, making an error in the ensuing set. And we know how potent Maitland is in attack. Scott Williams. And Dane Tilse has headed out onto the park, so plenty more drive. All the flat ball across to Williams. He got absolutely hammered by Matt Craig. And he spilled the ball. What a tackle from Matt Craig. Set up a try this afternoon, and he's put a stop to that Maitland attack with a superb up and in tackle on Josh Charles. I should say Josh Griffiths. It's been potent this year, Josh Griffiths. 9 tries for Maitland. Running into the brick wall in the form of Matt Craig there. So Nick Newman feeding the scrum. Won by Lakes and Matt Craig. Quickly back into the action. Nick Glow. Almost stripped there by Dane Tilse one-on-one. He's a strong man. Matt Arthur. Been perfect with the boot from the 3 conversions he's had so far. He's been good with the ball as well. Sean Boss angling his run, and he's back slammed. Who else in there but Adam Clydesdale and Brenton Horwood. Jack Kelly copped some treatment from Horwood afterwards, and Upton, who hasn't had a great afternoon under the high ball. He's done very, very well to get out of the in-goal area after initially spilling the ball back towards his own goal line. Made up for the error there. And a penalty going the way of Lakes. Incorrect play. The ball, that's the only thing I can think of that may have been, unless he's off the mark. That's a poor error from Upton, who spilled the ball backwards, got back into the field of play, did all the hard work, and then gives away the penalty. If they're not careful here, Maitland, Lakes could be 20 points clear. We're only just past the halfway mark of this first half as Burgess. He's almost there, 10 metres from the goal line. Now charging onto the ball is Cody Charles. He's going to go almightily close, a couple of metres away, the front rower. Here's Newman. Back to his halves partner Kelly. Now Robbins and Mata'afa. Elusive and difficult to handle. Cody Robbins. Now Newman. Turned back on the inside by Randall, and it's taken by Burgess. Maitland's defence holding firm as of the moment. Robbins. Maitland keeping a close eye on him. Maybe a little bit too late after that hat-trick. Nick Newman tries to dribble it in. It bounces back to the half-back. And he was almost able to dart his way over the line. That's better defence from the Pickers. They really had to stand tall there. And they'll receive that handover with glee there. So Shea Padberg now into the fray off the bench. Slotting in at hooker. It looks as though Adam Clydesdale may have moved into the halves. It's Luke Dawn. They look for the quick spread. Griffiths. Now Jennings outside him. Opted not to use him. Back on the inside, Walsh. And now Padberg. He's not a tall man, and he was hit high there. A lazy tackle, Chris Randall. And Roman for Pouliot. Heads out there in place of Cody Charles as the kick doesn't find touch. Cardinal sin from Maitland. They were kicking into that breeze, but no excuse. You've got to find the touchline, and they didn't do it there. Luke Dawn, the captain, coach it. He'll be immediately frustrated, even more so now, giving away the penalty, compounding that error. And Newman just plants that one over the sideline with ease, as Maitland should have done minutes ago. So Mata'afa on to Glow. Well, he ran straight over the top of Padberg, and he was met by Dane Tills and Clydesdale, who put him to ground. Randall. Now Sean Boss. Dane Tills with the tackle again. Randall goes for a scamper. They're within 10 metres of the goal line now, the Seagulls. Tills. Big, strong hit. The arm flailing there as Sean Boss was put to ground. Randall onto Kelly. The cutout ball onto Josh Charles. And he gets the unload away. What a ball from Charles. And now they're over again. This time it's Chris Randall. 4 tries. Just over 25 minutes gone. Lakes find a way through the Pickers' defence again, and they're doing it easily. They did it easily in round 7. They won by 26 points. They're now leading 22 points to 4.
Taking the score now to Lakes United 22 with the kick to come. Maitland Pickers 4.
Maitland's hopes of winning a first minor premiership since 2011 beginning to crumble, because this is hurting their for and against. They really need to find a bit of steel in their defence, because it's letting them down at the moment. Lakes with a lot of possession. And Maitland making far too many errors in possession. We see Daniel Peck head out onto Maitland Sports Ground. The number 14 for Lakes replaces Jared Holmgreen. Mata'afa keeps his 100% record with the boot. 4 from 4.
Another try. Take the score now to Lakes United 24. Maitland Pickers 4.
Not the performance they were hoping for on Old Boys Day, which also doubles as Luke Dawn's final home match. As a Pickers player in the regular season, as I said, they should play finals, Maitland, but it's not a given based on the tightness of the competition. 4 points separating first from 6th. And already they're for and against, taking quite a battering. Nick Glow. This is a better set after scoring points for Lakes United. Sean Boss. He's in 3rd place in the Player of the Year tally after 11 rounds. Sean Boss, the front rower, which is a wonderful performance from a forward, because usually those awards go to attacking players. Halfback, 5'8", and fullback, hookers as well. So a really good performance thus far from Sean Boss, who's been mighty for the Seagulls. I mentioned Luke Dawn, of course, staying on next year to coach the Pickers. Todd Edwards won't be doing the same at Lakes. In his first year of a 2-year deal, he's opted to leave next year. Rumours around that he will be heading to Cessnock to replace Al Lantry. Maitland again struggling to make it out of their own 20-metre line. Here's Dane Tills trying to fire up his side. Luke Dawn in dummy half, 2 very experienced players there as Josh Griffiths. Maitland Jr. himself. Clydesdale. And now Luke Dawn with a bit of a juggle. And now Griffiths has to put it on the toe, and Matt Craig will just let it trickle over the touchline. Don't think it was played at. See what the decision will be, and the feed will go the way of the Seagulls, which is fair enough. Josh Griffith's kick. It's coming off the back of the leg of Matta Arthur and over the sideline. Lakes win the scrum, and it's been knocked on. Well, here's an opportunity now. A slight opening here for Maitland. Inside 10 minutes until the break. And the bench are up. This is the opportunity Maitland have been hoping for. Just a slight chink in Lake's armour. And they've only been down here a couple of times, and they've already scored once. Maitland. Here's Griffiths burrowing in. He had to try and stay inside the line. Here's Jennings. Now Tyler Carter. Very, very close. He'll win the penalty. He was dragged to ground. The ball raked free. Got the second most tries for Maitland this year, Tyler Carter. The only forward in the top 4 in that list for Maitland. It's Clydesdale. Shapes open side and goes the blind side. Well, it was masterful from Adam Clydesdale. And Lakes fell for it big time. 24 points to 8, so the lead is cut to just 16 points. It will be a tough conversion for Ryan Walsh, but important all the same. So Sean Boss, who was just having a chat to Jake White. Ryan Walsh just squeezes it inside the far upright. An important conversion, 24 points to 10.
Walsh taking the score now to
So 14 points the difference. You sense we're going to get a high scoring clash this afternoon with 34 points already inside the opening half. We've still got just over 6.5 minutes before half time.
Thank you.
Here's Dane Tills. Strong charge. They've really lifted since he's come on the park, Dane Tills. Clydesdale. Geordie Connolly. Decent run from him, coming in to do some work from the centres. Now Padberg. Won the Pickers a penalty a few moments ago. Another good run from him as Clydesdale takes it to the line. A short ball. Really quick play the ball. He got up quickly. Big Cody Clulow. Dawn puts it up. This could be difficult. Robbins, was he tackled before he took possession? He was. Too eager the Pickers there. Jack Kelly knocks that one over the sideline. And Arthur on to Glow. And now for Pulei. Charging onto the ball, the former Souths front rower, Kelly. Onto the new man, Blake Smith. Just come onto the park in his 5th match of the season for the Seagulls. A late inclusion as well. Here's Burgess, gets the ball away to Nick Newman. He's got Jack Kelly on the inside, and it's all too easy for the Seagulls again. The halves linking up, and Kelly going over. A really important try before half-time. And they just opened up down the middle again, Maitland.
Taking the score now, 2 legs, 28.
It's been a common thread of this match. Lakes just finding holes straight through the heart of the Maitland defence. And it's back out to 3 converted tries. And should be more with Matt Arthur's conversion from right in front of the posts at the southern end of Maitland Sports Ground. So to keep his perfect record from the kicking tee going, he does so. Matt Arthur 5 from 5 and 30 points to 10 now. The lead out to 20 points. Short kick-off from Ryan Walsh, but in the end it's going to backfire, and Lakes are going to start a set 40 metres from their own goal line. Daniel Peck onto Randall. Peck at a dummy half, looks the open side and goes back to the short side. Now Kelly turning on the inside for Smith, who got the left arm free. Just kept bulldozing his way forward. They just have to keep Lakes at bay here to the Pickers. Dane Tills wrestles Burgess to ground, about 20 metres from the goal line. Back on to Kelly. Upton, who's had a difficult afternoon, Isaac Upton. He took that one well. Give him a bit of boost of confidence as Geordie Connolly was swarmed by the Seagulls. They came from everywhere. Elliot Jennings up towards the 10-metre line. Already 2 plays gone. That's a tough ball to take for Josh Griffiths. He did well. It's around his shoelaces. Clydesdale now to Connolly. Trying to get them out of their own red zone. They've only made 30 metres in that set. Lakes have really aimed up in defence. And they're going to run it on the last. Luke Dawn takes to the line, on to Griffiths, now to Jennings. Is this a real good opportunity for them to get themselves within 3 converted tries? Well, it was. And it's broken down. The kick infield over the touchline, and it will be a Pickers feed. So hang on to your hats. They've got about 45 seconds to get over the line, Maitland. And you'd back them in. The best attack in the competition. And time has been called off, but the clock's still ticking down.
Hello, can we take...
Looks as though Blake Smith just heading down the tunnel for a HIA. As Maitland get ready for one final attacking raid before the break. Jake White wants the ball in again. Luke Dawn unimpressed. We're back underway again. Here is Ryan Walsh to the line. He had Geordie Connolly with him. He opted to go himself. So about 12 seconds before the break. Probably one play. Now Dane Tilse. They might get one more if Tilse is up quickly to play the ball. They will. This is it. The final play of the first half. Last chance saloon here for the Pickers, and Clulow's put it down. It's been that kind of 40 minutes for Maitland. In front of their old boys, they want to turn that around in the second half. It's been a dismal display from the home side thus far. The good news for them, probably the only good news, is they've got 40 more minutes to make up for it. And Lakes head into the sheds, very proud of that effort. 30 points to 10. They led 12-0 after just 6 minutes. And they carried that through to the half-time break, even though Maitland got themselves back in the match. Probably the most impressive player in the first half. Cody Robbins got a hat-trick, the fullback from Lakes, who wasn't even named in the side midweek. Replaced Cole Kennedy late, and he scores a hat-trick to lead Lakes to a 30 points to 10 advantage at half-time. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. It's the visitors, Lakes United, 30 points to 10 against Maitland.
75 too. We have an ambulance coming, so that needs to be moved immediately, please. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me clearly. This afternoon, the old boys of Maitland, on such a great day with Newcastle Memorial Day, would like to present a little bit of money to some fantastic junior rugby league players, but also some excellent people. We'd like to do that myself and the lobby out here. Name's Luke Wooley. I'm Patrick's son and representing the old boys today. Firstly, I'd just like to look on Billy McNichol. Billy's part of up to 14 Sparrowsfield bands and currently working towards an under 16s place with the Newcastle Dots. Today he's receiving some money for making the under 15s New South Wales CCC country side. So well done to Billy. Secondly, we have Noah Galeva. Noah's currently with the East Maitland Griffins under 15s, who today made the grand final to play next week. He's currently with the Newcastle Knights Harold Mats as well, and he was successful in making the New South Wales combined high school under 15 side this year. Well done, Noah. Next, Jasper McGill. Jasper is playing with the East Maitland Griffins under 16 side, and they're in the grand final next week as well. Jasper played with the Newcastle Rebels this year, and as a result was selected in the New South Wales country side to tour the North Coast later this year. Well done, Jasper. Next we have Taj Ridley. Taj is part of the East Maitland Griffins under 15 side. He played in the Newcastle Rebels side this year in the 16s, so a year up. He was successful in making the New South Wales combined colleges side. The tour was Sydney earlier in the year, and he was a partner of that tour. So well done, Taj. Next we have Colin's also in the East Maitland Griffins under 16 side. He played in the Newcastle Knights Harold Mats side this year at side. He was also the Harold Player of the Year, great achievement, and represented those New South Wales under 16 side, which went to beat Queensland in Queensland earlier this year. Simonu Alexander. Simonu's been for the Maitland Pickers 19s. He's part of the Newcastle Knights SG Ball squad and made the New South Wales combined Catholic colleges side that won a tournament in Queensland. And as a result, Simonu was picked in the Australian school ball side. Last and least, we have John Bennett, who is part of Maitland Pickers 19 side. John was part of the Newcastle Knights SG Ball side and the SG Ball Player of the Year. He was part of the New South Wales under 18s that played in Melbourne earlier this year and beat Queensland. He captained New South Wales combined colleges and it was the tournament, and as a result was picked school girls side. So we just have a report for all these clubs. Thank you very much.
country club can come to the announcers box. The first winner is number 39, Darky, and the second winner is number 86, Peter Hickley. Thank you.
Welcome back to Maitland Sports Ground. Ben Homer with you in the Bar TV Sports Commentary Box for round 15 of the Business Plaza Cup, the Newcastle Rugby League. Now, we're just awaiting Maitland coming back out onto the field. They're down by 30 points to 10 this afternoon on Old Boys Day. Luke Dawn's final regular season home match of Rugby League. He'll be coaching the side next year, but I've got some scores to give you from the other ground. South's leading Central 24 points to 12. Macquarie leads Cessnock 8 points to 6. So a really important couple of matches there. If Cessnock get knocked over by Macquarie, there is still the chance that they could receive the wooden spoon. South's 24 over Central 12, so that would mean South would leapfrog Central, and based on the score here, they would lead the competition, going first currently in the minor premiership race, and then Wests and Curry doing battle tomorrow. As Jack Kelly gets us back underway. 40 minutes for Maitland to redeem themselves in front of a big home crowd here at Maitland Sports Ground. A team who they haven't had a great record against of late. 6 wins in their last 7 matches. Lakes v Maitland. Lakes have won 6 of the last 7. And it's heading that way at the moment. They won earlier in the season, 38 points to 12. Lakes against Maitland. A strong performance at home. And they're putting on an equally as good performance away here at Maitland. Dane Tills, who came on midway through the first half, he's back for the start of this second 40 minutes. Taking it to the line was Ryan Walsh. Just got the arm free.
Still closed at the moment.
Now Griffiths.
But the bar is still open. Again, the cannon
Luke Dawn
closed, but the bar is
just had to try and compose himself, and he put it up high. A little bit of confusion between Matt Arthur and his fullback Cody Robbins, who has scored a hat-trick, but just a little bit of miscommunication in just his 3rd match of the year, so you can understand why. And Maitland get the opportunity now. Just what they needed. They have to score first. It's a 20-point margin. They can't afford that to expand any further. Clydesdale races the pass across to Josh Griffiths, who hasn't got over the line yet. He's threatened a couple of times. Jennings. And then Walsh, and falling into the line was Tyler Carter. Second leading try scorer for Maitland this year, Padberg. Built low to the ground. the lock. Clydesdale out the back for Tyler Perrin, who scored Maitland's opening try this afternoon. Turned it back on the inside for Scott Williams. Clydesdale, Luke Dawn, lays it out the back. Jennings with the juggle, and he's in touch. He did well to get the ball down, but his toe has touched the white chalk, and it just deflates the mood here at Maitland. The home fans thought he was over. The touch judge saw otherwise. So Lakes with the chance now to relieve the pressure valve now. With a good set here, but Maitland's defence is looking strong. Daniel Peck looked left and right. Here's Burgess. Casey Burgess, his brother Chance, heading out to play at Mudgee this year. Very good player as well. There's for Pulei up over the 40-metre line. It's been strong Roman. It's put on the toe by Jack Kelly. Isaac Upton took it well. He was one of a few Maitland players to have a first half to forget. Connolly, swerving run up towards halfway. This is a good start for Maitland in decent field position. They do have that breeze behind them in the second half, which was against them in the opening 40. Padberg, not quite as brittle, the middle third of Lake's defence as Maitland's was in the first half. It was very poor. Cody Carroll up towards the 10-metre line. Dane Tilse gave him a little bit of help. Clydesdale, Perrin sits up nicely. Good defence from Maitland, led there by Cody Connolly. There's a good kick from Tyler Perrin. It flew off the boot but hit the turf and just sat up nicely. And Cody Robbins unable to get out of his in goal. Didn't he have a wonderful first half? 3 tries in the opening 20 minutes. So just repeating those halftime scores from the other grounds. South's leading Central 24 points to 12, which at the moment, as it stands on the live table, will take them to the top of the ladder. And Macquarie 8, Cessnock 6 in the battle of the wooden spoon, or the battle for the wooden spoon, really. Macquarie lose, they get the wooden spoon. If they win, they keep alive the possibility of avoiding it, which wouldn't be great after winning the premiership last year and having such a great season. It's been a difficult year for Adam Bettridge's side as this one slid through for Geordie Connolly, but Robbins got back well. It's been everywhere for Lakes this afternoon. Oh, slipping into the contact with Carl Randall. The penalty goes the way of Lakes. Now, I think that's a little unlucky for Maitland because he really slipped into the contact. You just can't prepare yourself for that. That's what Dane Tilse and Adam Clydesdale were both arguing to Jake White. And with the whistle this afternoon, it didn't look great, but he really just slipped over Carl Randall. He might end up with a decent shiner tomorrow. He may even have to leave the park here with a head injury. And he will. Or is he just going back to his position on the wing? Looks as though that may be the case. will stay out there. Tilson there again with Tyler Perrin, his halfback. And Tilson then across there was Cody Clulo, who debuted earlier this season for Maitland. Really strong tackle on Smith, who's back from that head injury assessment, having passed that late in the first half. Daniel Peck goes for a scurry and found Nick Newman, who took the ball to the line and took the contact. Really good set, this one from Lakes after receiving the penalty. Newman just stabs this one down towards Elliot Jennings, who winds himself up and goes up over the 10-metre line. We saw 2 tries in the opening 8 minutes of the first half. We're almost at that mark in the second, and no points thus far, so it's really tightened up. Just incredible. 40 points in the first half. Almost 8 gone in the second, and none so far. You sense we're not too far away from points being put on the board. Maitland with a penalty that will assist them. In front of that Luke Dawn banner on the far side, celebrating his career on Old Boys Day this afternoon. And Dane Tills didn't need to throw that ball really. And now Chris Randall, we saw how much speed he has in the first half. He got the ball away, and Smith to the line. If Lakes go over here, it's going to be very difficult for Maitland to get back in the contest. Josh Charles pushed away from a few. Still going Charles. Well, what a run from Josh Charles. He just kept bumping off Maitland defenders. It was pretty brittle defence. And he won't mind though. 3 tries for the season for the Lakes centre.
That try for Lakes was good, 1 for 3, Josh Charles. Making the score now.
They really have got some concerns in defence, Maitland. The first half woes have continued into the second half now. And if they're not careful, this could quickly become an Old Boys Day to forget. They've lost just 1 of their last 7 matches. But for some reason, Lakes have just had the wood over them this season. 38 points to 12 winners in round 7. It's getting up to that kind of margin in round 15, and probably will go beyond if Maitland aren't careful. And this kicking job for Toa Mata'afa, he's thinking this is easy. 6 from 6 for the tall centre. Kelly had to backtrack. Newman, I should say, had to backtrack, and Fapulii now flew into the line, and he too lost his footing. The ball just flies out, and there will be a penalty, so nothing going the way of the home side. Nick Lowe was unable to hang on to it, but was deemed to have illegally been deprived of possession, so Jack Kelly knocked this one over the touchline. Fapulii with another run. The red boots on. Here's Daniel Peck. Now into Nick Lowe. Trying to shrug off the defence. He swung into the turf. Peck again. Steps away from a couple. Now Chris Randall. Playing out in the second row now with Daniel Peck in the hooking role. One from Peck, who threw that ball behind Sean Boss. Just able to regather. This kick from Peck. It looks as though maybe bending over backwards with the breeze, but Matt Craig puts it on the toe. Elliot Jennings. Not deemed to have played at the ball. Maitland with the scrum feed. So 26 points the deficit for the Pickers. Connolly. Carl Randall looks to be struggling here. He may have bumped his head again. Just a couple of head knocks in a couple of minutes for Carl Randall, so maybe could be forced from the field. We'll see. It's Clydesdale to the line, Perrin out the back. Again, the pass is just not sticking for Maitland. It's Upton. Decent step away from Josh Charles. Hayden Granger now out on the park in jersey number 14. Walsh now to Griffiths. Looked to use Jennings, but took the ball to ground. Walsh. This one spiralling end over end. He can do no wrong this afternoon, Cody Robbins. He's been so solid in the number 1 jumper, and now he's been thumped into the turf and he's got up reeling here. Is there anything untoward in the tackle? It was Granger and Dane Tilson there. Round 15 of the Newcastle Rugby League on Bar TV Sports this afternoon. Maitland Pickers up against Lakes United Seagulls. In terms of the ladder, it's first up against fourth, but just 2 points between these sides. 26-point gap. Maitland's for and against plus 74 coming into this one. And Lakes plus 21. That will be a lot closer based on the current scoreline. This one put high. And Elliot Jennings has let it bounce. And it does just have enough power to go over the dead ball line. So currently, the for and against between these two sides, Lakes plus 47, Maitland plus 48. So that's how tight it's got with this 26-point scoreline. So Maitland would just stay above Lakes if the scoreline remains as it is. But if Lakes can score another point, I should say 2 points, it'll turn around. Another point will do it, I should say. Here's another worry for Maitland. This has happened in defence that previous set. Adam Clydesdale just coming over to check on his teammate. may have a... And just while we've got a stoppage in play, I just want to say g'day to Alex, who is driving back on the M1, listening to the commentary. Is that right? She's the sister of Luke Dawn, who's, of course, playing his last regular season home match for Maitland. They will be playing in the finals, barring a disaster. Just 4 points separating 1 to 6 on the ladder. So, based on Maitland's for and against, you would think they would still make the finals. But it's been a difficult afternoon for them, and maybe getting even tougher here with looks to be a head injury. Just trying to get the number plate. Don't want to speculate as to who it is. Yeah, it is Tyler Perrin, it is. Suspected that the halfback who scored the opening try for Maitland this afternoon. And they're down 18-0, got them back into the contest at that point, and actually was at Nelson Bay last year when they won the competition. Nelson Bay competition in that side with Isaac Upton, and come back into the Newcastle Rugby League this year. But not the way would have wanted his afternoon to go. We're hoping this neck brace is just precautionary. Looks as though we may have a large stoppage in play here at Maitland Sports Ground. Facility next week, it will be used for the A-League trial match between the Newcastle Jets and Central Coast Mariners. That'll be next Saturday. Another step forward for this facility, which has been wonderfully utilised by the Pickers in 2018, and now gets the opportunity to host a high-level football match. Which will be exciting for the locals. That one next Saturday afternoon. And next week, these two sides will be in action again in the final round of the real NRL. Maitland up against Curry, Lakes United against the Lions. And that one a critical match, because it really depends on that match between Curry and Wests tomorrow as to how critical that match is for Curry. Both of those two sides on 14 points. And Curry can't afford to lose that one tomorrow to Wests, or it becomes very difficult for them based on for and against. But so many mathematical equations to come over the last round of the competition, which has been so tight, it's almost impossible to go through all the different scenarios which could play out. So if you have just joined us, it's first versus fourth. Maitland, the home side, you wouldn't know it, that they're in fourth place on the ladder. They've been disappointing this afternoon on Old Boys Day. Down by 36 points to 10 against Lakes. And Tyler Perrin, their halfback, Maitland's halfback, is not in a good way at the moment. An ambulance officer just making his way out onto the ground now to make sure everything is being done correctly for Tyler. Passing on our best wishes to him and his family and also Maitland. It's not a great situation at the moment. Gives Maitland just another chance to regroup. And they'll need a point a minute if they are to salvage something from this afternoon's action. We might take a break, 5 minutes or so while Tyler is tended to, and we'll be back in a few minutes' time for the resumption of this second half. So Tyler Perrin just leaving Maitland Sports Ground now. Round of applause from the home fans, all fans here at Maitland. Let's hope he's all right with the neck brace on as he goes down the tunnel. Never like to see that. We're back underway. Lincoln Smith, who's out there in the number 10 now for Maitland. Dane Tills. So after that stoppage, see how both sets of players react. Trying to keep warm out there. It is a mild afternoon for winter. It's Geordie Connolly, Granger. Out the back, Clydesdale. And now Luke Dawn. Still going Luke Dawn. Could run from him. Just ran out of space against the sideline. Straightening on that run towards the line there was Clark, and Dawn goes short away. Walsh, Jennings, who just stepped on the touchline 10 minutes ago in game time and was denied a try. Just kick into the in goal, and it's just not falling the way of the Pickers. All taken by Daniel Peck, and Lakes will bring it out from their own 10-metre line. Sean Boss. Here's Matt Craig taking a run. Peck, he didn't make much ground there, and he's done well to hang on to possession. He had Tyler Carter there, almost reefing it off him. Better defensive set this one from Maitland. Kelly. And that one's out on the full from Jack Kelly. He was under pressure. He quickly swiveled and just launched that one. And with the breeze across the ground, couldn't keep it inside the touchline. We know Maitland can score tries quickly, but they need to get on a roll. They need to begin the roll, really. Padberg's turned on the inside by Clydesdale. And now Luke Dawn turns it back on the inside. Tyler Carter, the try-scoring machine. 9 tries for him this year. He goes to the top of the list alongside Josh Griffiths for the Pickers. And he didn't even have a hand laid on him.
Lakes 36, Maitland Pickers.
And maybe, just maybe, Maitland have a lifeline. Is there a Maitland miracle? It'd go down as one of the great comebacks. It's 22 points at the moment. Ryan Walsh should put this one over. It is windy. You can see the goalposts just waving in the breeze. And he is kicking this one into the westerly. Got a bit of northerly in it as well. Makes it even tougher for him. He doesn't have a problem. Their leading point scorer. 40 conversions for him this year. So 20 points the gap. There's no issue with Maitland scoring points. It's keeping Lakes out. That's going to be the difficult part of this final 21 and a half minutes. So Jack Kelly goes deep. Got plenty on it. And Lincoln Smith winds up. Bumped away from Sean Boss, who returned. Put him to the turf. Tyler Carter's got a head of steam up now after scoring. Luke Dawn goes out the back. Clydesdale almost just weaving his way through the line was Hayden Granger. Connolly, Walsh. Tilts let it go to Shea Padberg, who seemed to play for that a little bit. He wants to take the quick tap, does Padberg, but he's well off the mark. And Carl Randall struggling again out here on this left-hand edge for Lakes. And Walsh decides he's going to kick that one with the breeze, even though the penalty was one closer to this touchline. He just launches that one. Got plenty of distance on it. And Tyler Carter, fresh from scoring the try, takes the run. Dawn out the back. Clydesdale, Granger. Couldn't get the arms free. They're just 5 metres from the goal line, Maitland. Clydesdale. Now Walsh, flat ball to Connolly. Didn't have much space to work with. Upton, Walsh, was looking to go to Granger on the inside. Tilse gets the ball away to Clydesdale. And now Griffiths with the goose step. Still going Josh Griffiths. Well, he takes back that leading try scorer mantle that Tyler Carter joined him on minutes ago. He goes to 10 tries, double figures for Josh Griffiths. And a crucial try. He's 4 behind Cameron Anderson, who at the top of that race. That won't worry him though. All that matters is that they're just reducing this deficit. And even though it's still 16 points, the important thing for Maitland is it just aids their for and against. 26 points as the margin really was a hefty dent. And now it's back to 16. Walsh has got a really difficult conversion. It's a big kick to bring the deficit back to just 14 points. It hung up there in the breeze and outside the near upright from his perspective. So it's 16 points. And they are coming home with a wet sail. Maitland. They're throwing the ball around. Luke Dawn and Clydesdale running the show at the moment, and Lincoln Smith has spilled it. Well, that could be fatal for Maitland. 2 tries in a matter of minutes, and now they've gifted Lakes the chance. And with Maitland's defence, as it's been all afternoon, this will be difficult for them. Sean Boss out the back, Kelly. That was good from Hayden Granger. He got up quickly. Peck. Shaped to go the short side. Instead, he turns it towards Sean Boss. Here's Newman. Shrugging off defenders was Blake Smith with the big right-handed palm. One tackle at a time here for the Pickers. Kelly, here's a massive hole, and he's over the line. A wonderful left foot step from Jack Kelly, and Maitland couldn't keep up with him. And he burrows his way over. And again, it's Maitland's defence which leads them astray. 40 points to 20 now. And it's back out to a 20-point margin. $60 points in 64 minutes. And a great clash for the neutrals. Matt Arthur, 7 from 7. Perfect record continues for him. So what's the option here for Maitland? Do they decide to go for the short kick-off or knock it long? See what Ryan Walsh decides to do. 22 points the margin. They need 4 tries in 15 minutes. And the short kick-off is the option. Hangs up there nicely. It came off the head of Hayden Granger, and in the end it fell fortuitously for Lakes. Carl Randall up the middle. Padberg looks as though he was trying to reef the ball free. There's Peck onto Nick Glow. Here is Sean Boss. Nick Glow. It's rolled onto his back by Dane Tills. It's been out there from about the 20th minute, Dane Tills. Tireless work in the middle third from him, as always. This one chipped towards the flank. Well taken, really well taken by Randall, and somehow he got the ball free. I think it did go forward in the end, and it will be a handover. Frustrating part of this match for Maitland was they were down 18-0. It was really that 18-point head start the Lakes needed. Apart from that, it's been pretty tight as Dawn tried to find Jennings with the cutout ball. It was touched by Matt Craig. We'll give Maitland the chance to have 6 more tackles. He's actually called the pass forward. Jake White, so Lakes with an opportunity to kill the match off. 18-0 was the gap, so take out that head start that Lakes got. It's only been 24 points to 20 since then, so that's where the match has been won and lost, basically, as we see a bit of push and shove in the scrum. Frustration from Maitland. Just checking the score from the NRL, and the Newcastle Knights are actually leading Penrith 14 points to 6. Could be an upset brewing in Penrith, although I don't want to speak too soon. We know what Penrith can do, and Maitland will be trying to emulate them. Well, we'll take a comeback of epic proportions from here. Peck on to Glow. And just 10 metres from the goal line, Lakes. This would kill the match off once and for all. Glow into the line, and now Robbins looking for his 4th. Scored the first 3 tries for Lakes and now wins the penalty. And White is going across. Going back for the penalty. Lakes will get 6 more tackles now. Josh Charles leaves the park, and Sean Boss goes within a couple of metres. They're very short over on that right-hand side, or their left, Maitland. They look to go back to that edge to the Seagulls. Burgess to ground. So Jake Scott out there in place of Charles. That's better defence from Lakes, who was Luke Dawn across there, the captain coach, and apparently the ball has just been spilled. Maitland with the scrum feed, so that is a real let-off. Dane Tills looks to be struggling. He may be about to leave the park. Just under 11 minutes to go now. Elliot Jennings up over the 20-metre line. It's a good run from Jennings. He was driven towards the touchline. Clulo into the line. Should say Tyler Carter. He just rolls it out the back. And it's getting a little scrappy here. Jake White seeing a knock on from Carter, who scored the try to revive Maitland's hopes in their second half, but they've come to naught in the end. But defensively, Maitland cannot afford this scoreline to go beyond 26 points. Otherwise, Lakes will leapfrog them on the ladder with a superior for and against. At 22 points, Maitland will still sit above Lakes at the completion of this round. 15 matches in the Newcastle Rugby League. Newman, now to Kelly, Matt Arthur. Strong contact from Elliot Jennings, who just cut him to ground. Here's a step from Glow. And another error. So this warm afternoon, you feel the warm conditions taking their toll. And Maitland staring down the barrel of a first loss at home in 4 matches. 4 straight wins for them. Coming into this one at Maitland Sports Ground, they really turned it into a fortress until Lakes came along. And for the second time this season, they're cutting them down to size. Geordie Connolly off the right boot. Walsh on Dylan Clark. Clydesdale, who once again, as always this year, he's been great for Maitland in the middle of the park, the former NRL player. Now Tyler Carter just spills the ball as he goes into contact. I really just want to forget this 80 minutes and throw it in the bin, Maitland, and move forward as they give away another penalty. It's a whole new ball game when the finals comes along, and there's been a bit of back chat as well. So top 5 through to the finals. Elimination final between 4th and 5th, and 2nd and 3rd playoff for the right to play in that major semi against whoever wins the minor premiership. That's why it is so crucial to finish first, and Maitland giving up that opportunity, you sense, this afternoon. A win here would have given them a great chance to go a step closer to the minor premiership, and based on the scores we've got from South, they would have claimed it this afternoon, or gone very close to. Here's Daniel Peck turning it back for Sean Boss, and he got the ball to Nick Newman. His halves partner got over it about 5 minutes to go, and he almost had a try. Here's Glow now, spilling it. That one's come straight out. And we're going to get another scrum fade with 6.5 minutes to go. So Lakes hopes for that minor premiership go on. Still an opportunity with that win, so they haven't won the minor premiership since 2007. It's been a big drought. They won the grand final that season. So a good omen for them. Same for Maitland, actually. 2011, 2010 and 11, they won the minor premiership, won the grand final, and Lakes did it in 06, 07 as well. Two sides who seem to get a lot of confidence from that top of the table finish. That was actually the last premiership Maitland won in 2011. Lakes, of course, just a few years ago in 2015. This one well taken. Peck onto Craig. Just dusting himself off is Cody Robbins. Smith. Now Kelly turns it infield for Glow. And Boss trucking it down that middle third. Daniel Peck goes for a scurry. Shea Padberg, he's small in stature, but he doesn't let him go anywhere. Solid contact. There's a late hit from Lincoln Smith, and it seems as though he's given away the penalty. It was on Jack Kelly just after he put the kick in. It was lazy from the front rower, really. And it wasn't malicious. You could sense his remorse straight away, and he'll be disappointed to put his side under more pressure. And this is the set which could send Lakes above Maitland on the ladder. So 27 points is the number they need to go ahead of Maitland on the ladder after this match. That'll be on for and against, with Maitland on 18 points, Lakes 16 going into this match. Kelly, dummies, looking for another one this afternoon. Great afternoon for the 5'8". Now Peck just stabbing it off the post. Really well taken. Lakes are over. Casey Burgess, the beneficiary, as the ball thumped into the upright. Pickers pads. And down to the lock. Worked hard. And this is a big kick for Mata Arthur. The first reason to make it 8 from 8 and 100% record for himself this afternoon. But secondary, to give Lakes the for and against advantage over Maitland. So as it stands currently, Maitland were plus 74 coming into the match. They're now plus 48. Lakes are plus 47. So this would make it plus 49 and plus 46 in Lakes' favour. Great boost to their for and against. So Mata Arthur, 8 from 8.
And
so 20 conversions for him this year. He had 12 coming to the match, 20 now. Kyle Kennedy with 27 out of this side this afternoon. And both his replacements have done well. Mata Arthur in the kicking department, and Cody Robbins in the try-scoring department. One try coming into this match so far in the season for Cody Robbins. 4 now. He actually overtakes Kyle Kennedy, who had 3. Maitland finally get a little bit of luck. Geordie Connolly to the line. Gets it away to Upton. They really want to score here, Maitland. Every little try counts. Every point counts. Clydesdale to the line. Short away to Tyler Carter. He bursts through. And that could be a very important 4 points.
Great try there by Tyler Carter.
So he grabs a double. That takes him to double figures for the season. 10 tries for the second rower.
Making the score now, Lakes United 48. Maitland Pickers 24 with the kick still to come.
And that is a critical 4 points, because Maitland will now keep their noses in front of Lakes on the ladder. So we'll see who will take the conversion. Ryan Walsh just waiting for the tee. Less than 20 seconds to travel now in this one. You'd expect him to slot this one through, and it will be a 22-point margin this afternoon. Walsh does that. Dots the I's and crosses the T's, and Lakes, they break a 2-match losing streak, and their curse away from home. They've lost their last 3 matches away from home. Coming into this one, they've ended that poor run, and the minor premiership now within reach. That is 3 straight wins over the Pickers at Maitland Sports Ground, and it means that they've won 7 of their last 8 against Maitland, and a stranglehold in the head-to-head rivalry. So full-time at Maitland Sports Ground, Lakes United 48, Maitland 26. It was a 26-point margin when the sides met in round 7 in favour of Lakes. This time 22. They really have had the Pickers measure this year, and maybe that just gives them the psychological boost as we head towards the final series, late August and September. A big few weeks ahead. The final round next week in the real NRL. Maitland up against Curry. That is away from home at Curry Sports Ground. And Lakes United, they play South Lions at Carl Oval. So 2 important matches based on the ladder situation. Just see if we have got scores from the other grounds. We had Souths leading Central 24 points to 12 at half time. That was at half time, and Macquarie 8-6 over Cessnock. So I'm not sure whether we've got any scores, Paul. Not as yet. They will be through later on in the evening. So 3 critical matches done and dusted this afternoon. Really important for Lakes. Todd Edwards having a chat to his side. He'll be pleased with the win. Probably not so happy with the defence, but the 2 competition points is all that matters. So that wraps it up. Great to have your company this afternoon on Bar TV Sports. It was Lakes United 2 strong, winning by 48 points to 26. We'll catch you next week on Bar TV Sports Rugby League.